After living in Athens for a few years, I became familiar with the very unique housing market that exists in a college town like this, where you've got a small town dominated by a large university. Of course, there's a tremendous demand for housing generated by 40,000 undergraduates and 10,000 grad students and another 10 or 15,000 staff and faculty members. A lot of people live in gigantic apartment monstrosities out in the suburbs. But of course, the main demand is for the extremely limited supply of housing within walking distance, that is to say, about a mile of the arches of campus. Now, these are all old, traditional Athens family neighborhoods. What few of them there are that are in that zone. So in that zone, you see a tremendous amount of competition and volatility in the housing market. Lots of developers coming in and tearing down old houses and building apartment complexes, duplexes, or insta-houses. I've seen them unload an insta-house off a truck, the walls all prefabricated and complete, and have the entire house built in under 2 hours. When I bought here in Athens, I was lucky to get hooked up with a local guy who's a carpenter, and his wife is as well, and the two of them flip houses here in Athens for a living. Instead of tearing down these old houses, they restore them, and I was lucky enough to be able to buy one and move in. It's a gorgeous 100-year-old plus house that had been fully restored. And as I lived in it and I got to know my neighbors, half of them were college students or faculty or grad students, and the other half were Athenians who'd lived here and their families had lived here for generations. And I realized, living here, how sad it was for them to be standing in their kitchen, looking out their kitchen window. Some developer is tearing down their mother's house or their cousin's house or the house they were born in or their grandparents were born in next door, tearing it down and replacing it with 5 or 6 insta-houses all crammed onto what used to be a spacious lot. So as a result of that experience, I became very grateful and very partial to people like Lee Smith, who was the carpenter who flipped my house. And I became kind of an advocate of the sort of work that he does, preserving rather than destroying and squeezing every last bit of cheap profit out of a tiny plot. So after these 8 years of living here, this is my tribute to Martha, the house that I got from Lee, and to Lee and his wife and their fabulous work.
This is Martha. Her name's Martha because, well, her name's Martha because she's named after Martha Washington. No, that's not true. It's a good name. It's good. So it's a nice big cement front porch. There's a nice front yard, but it's small. It's good for flowers, and that's about it. The house is set close to the street and has a huge backyard. So all of your hanging out stuff would be in the back. It's a big lot, half acre, big for this area. Gravel driveway and the bushes that you see that are grown up, sort of a natural fence, because I didn't want to have to build an ugly privacy fence in this neighborhood. There's not a whole lot of fences. Apologies to Robert Frost. So back to the front, nice big windows on the front, wonderful, huge plate glass window for the living room, and we'll go inside. So this is the living room. The whole house is, oh heavens, now I forget, maybe 1,500 square feet. High ceilings, maybe 14-foot ceilings. And you'll notice there's hardwood floors. Martha's got hardwood floors in every room, and beaded board ceilings or hardwood ceilings in every room. So a lot of wood. It's very pretty. Martha's over 100 years old. We don't know exactly how old it is because of Jim Crow. Title in this neighborhood only goes back to the 40s, 50s, 60s. But I met the daughter of the woman who was born in this house, and she said, "Oh, my mom was born in that house. You know, if she was still alive, she'd be over 100 years old today." So, bedroom, one of 2.5. There are two full bedrooms. I guess the technical definition of a bedroom is it has built-in closets. So there are 3 bedroom-sized rooms, but as you'll see, only 2 of them have built-in closets. Master bath. Guy I bought it from was a carpenter, contractor. He's the guy who flipped the house, and he did a really great job. I actually bought it when it was totally gutted, and he was redoing everything, all of the walls, joists, floors, HVAC, plumbing. The whole thing's new. So the structure's 100 years old, but all of the finishing is 8 or 9 years old. So basically it's all the character of an old house, but all of the comfort of a brand new one, which is cool. So I really like what he did with the ceiling in the bathroom. Just left the exposed beams and an open ceiling above it. Oh, please excuse the kayak in the bathtub. It's great kayaking here in Athens. In fact, there's a fabulous little river, the North Oconee, 60 seconds away, just at the bottom of the block. Neat story about the bathtub. The guy, Lee Smith, who flipped the house, wanted to have a traditional old-style clawfoot tub for the house. And so he went driving all around the Georgia countryside and saw an old tub sitting out in some guy's field. And he bought it for $20, took it to an auto shop, had them sandblast it and paint it, with the special whatever enamel paint stuff. And that's what he installed. So a beautiful traditional old clawfoot tub. Really nice. The fireplaces, there are 3 fireplaces. This one and the one on the flip side share a chimney, but the chimney needs repair if you're going to actually burn fires. I don't, since fires are so inefficient, so I use these neat little electric heaters that make sparkly light just for decoration. And there's another fireplace in the living room there. The color scheme, there is a logic to it. The house is a craftsman style house. So, made by hand with these fabulous flat wood frames around all the doors. And at the time I bought the house, I was spending a lot of time in Santa Fe. And the Santa Fe adobe housing is sort of the southwestern version of the southeastern craftsman style. So I did the house. What you see, all the colors are actually, this is a Santa Fe, what I thought was a Santa Fe color palette. So it's sort of a neutral khaki in the 3 central rooms. This is what these are. And the front room is a very muted mustard yellow. That's traditional Santa Fe blue in the bathroom. See back there at the very back, the bathroom and the kitchen, which you'll see in a second. A tomatillo red in the dining room. Antique dusty pine green here in the central room. Anyway, so we'll move on to the central room. So yeah, the whole point of the Santa Fe story was the stucco treatment. It's part of the Santa Fe style. I did the white frames around all the doors, like they have in all of the Santa Fe construction, and this sort of stucco treatment over the fireplaces. Dining room table can stay if it's desired. Again, high ceilings, fabulous. It's just been stained and treated wood. We stripped it. It was a natural, but just sort of ugly painted ceiling. When the contractor, the carpenter, Lee Smith, stripped it, and he asked me, well, what color do you want to paint the ceiling? Should we paint it white? And I said, absolutely not. Look how gorgeous it is. Leave it the way it is. So really nice color scheme for the dining room, I think. Very good light, good windows. Of course, all the windows open, and they all have these really nice bamboo blinds. The yellowish, can you see it there? Oh, this is better. The yellowish wood of the bamboo, sort of a pale yellow, but it went very nicely with the color scheme of the house. So, and of course, all the windows work. All the windows have been replaced as well. Kitchen. As with the rest of the house, all new furnishings in the kitchen, new cabinetry, countertops, stainless steel, everything. Washing machine, nice glass top range, oven, microwave, all works extremely well, all matches, it's all staying. I'm really proud of my kitchen, and great views from the kitchen, lots of light. We'll get to that room in a second. Here in the kitchen, the pantry. This is the pantry, and this is also where the washer dryer is. Really nice, very compact unit, saves water, works like a charm. Of course, that stays. This shelving all stays as well. If you see any shelving in the video, that all stays because it works. It works in place, so why take it away? We never did the second bedroom. We'll do the second bedroom now. Second bedroom, which I use as an office, so this is where the desk is set up. The bookshelves can all stay if desired or not. Also, the same fabulous wood ceiling in the second bedroom. And the fireplace. And the bathroom for the second bedroom, smaller than the master bath. This is where the shower is. The master bath, of course, has the clawfoot with the shower head extension if you want to take a shower in there. This is just a stand-up shower there in the back. And last but not least, the third room, breakfast room. I use it as a workspace, utility room, storage. I have this is where I have all my tools and wood shop stuff set up. You can close it off from the kitchen with those doors if you want to, and if you were going to use it as a bedroom, you could, of course, replace those doors with something that wasn't glass or just cover the glass over. So, out the back door, back steps, grill can stay if you want it. Ladder providing easy access up onto the roof. All right, as long as we're standing here. Oh, this is up on the roof. I didn't build a deck because I wanted to let the next owner build whatever they wanted to. It's kind of a personal thing. Maybe they wanted it's a huge backyard, so then maybe they wanted a pool or a gazebo or something other than a deck. So I just built a ladder to make it a little bit easier to hop up on the roof. There's a nice flat space, so if you need to spend time up here sunning, or when I do a lot of stargazing from up here, then it's easy to get up. That's my little orchard. Citrus and peach. So that's a peach tree right there, and in the middle is a satsumi. There's a tangerine and a sour nagami kumquat. And that grow all extremely well here. And mulberry. And then that's the huge backyard. So back down the ladder and out into the backyard. Just so you can see Martha from the back. I put the bamboo in, a line of bamboo for some privacy against the neighbors. But yeah, as you can see, a bit over here, we're still not back to the property line. It's still another 10 feet back or so, but it's a huge backyard. The carpenter insulated the entire house. So there's insulation in the ceilings and in the floor and in all the walls. He really gutted it. He did a complete rebuild of the house. All of the floors, except for the original floors, which have been repaired where necessary. All the floors are new, all the walls are new, the drywall's new. Some of the exterior walls are new. A lot of the exterior siding is new. He really rebuilt it. But it was a beautiful old house on a big piece of land, and he felt like it was worth the effort. And it was better than tearing it down and building one of the Insta houses that's increasingly popular around Athens, and I couldn't agree more. Martha's got a lot of character. Like I said before, she's got all the character of an old house and all the comfort of a new one. So I don't know if you can tell in this video, but you have the, slightly crooked, all the doorways are a little bit crooked. It's a craftsman style house. It was all built by carpenters, by hand, in stages 100 years ago. And then, I think this original part, the front part, is 100 years old. And then later on they added the second bit, the second rank of rooms. And then most recently, maybe 50 years ago, they added this last third rank of rooms, the kitchen and the third bedroom and second bath. And then, of course, Lee Smith bought it and redid it, and I've done work on it as well. So it's seen a lot of creative attention from generations of people, which is kind of cool. And I wish that more people did that with their old houses around town. Anyway, Martha says bye.